Hi folks, today we're going to take another look at We Love Filming, where this guy shows us his parenting skills at an audit. But before we start today's video, as always, a big thank you to all my current and new channel members and subscribers. Without your guys' continuous support, we couldn't keep the channel going, so thank you from the bottom of my heart. Also, if you're new to the channel, please subscribe to the page, leave a like and a comment because it helps move the algorithm, and if you can, please consider becoming a member. With all that being said, let's enjoy today's video.
Hello, how's it going?
Not bad, not bad. What can I do for you guys?
Huh?
What can I do for you guys?
Oh, we're just here to just like tour, and you know, she has Wednesdays off, and so it's kind of like civic learning day. Yeah, totally.
Just need to take a quick peek at your ID, and then feel free to wander.
You have to look at the ID?
Yeah, because it's a federal building.
You have to give your ID to go in a federal building?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. Just like going to the airport or stuff like that.
Really?
Yeah.
What about like the Fourth Amendment and stuff?
You're so dumb. You are really dumb. For real.
Like the, you know, right to be like, you know, secure in your possessions and your documents, unless you know, articulable reasonable suspicion of a crime.
Wow, this guy is dumber than a box of rocks. I mean, first off, you're bringing your kids to fraudit. That is just one of the worst things to do as a parent, but reasonable articulable suspicion would be grounds to detain you, and they are not detaining you in the building. So that is off the table. Now, they can ask you for your ID, and it's not a violation of your Fourth Amendment rights, because if it was, it would have been taken to court a long time ago. When federal buildings ask you to provide ID to come in, it's normally for a security and safety measure, i.e., if something was to happen to the building, like a fire, they can make sure they have an accurate count of everyone who was in the building, and if there's anyone who's still in the building, they can get them out. Or, if a crime was to happen, you could possibly be a witness to that, and provide information on the suspect who may have done it.
Is there like a court order or like a Supreme Court ruling, or is it like a law that you can cite?
Not on the top of my head, I can't give you that information.
Could you get me that information?
I mean, I can ask.
Yeah, totally, because I mean, if it's not a law, right?
I mean, you're supposed to give your ID when entering a federal facility.
I didn't know that as a law. I mean, I'm not aware of that. If it is a law, I'd love to learn, totally. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I was just under the impression that you were just able to kind of like tour public buildings and federal buildings and look at stuff and film stuff, and you know, obviously not in like courts or anything, but yeah, no, absolutely. It's a good learning opportunity, for sure, totally.
Yeah, for me, for sure.
Yeah, for everybody. People love this kind of stuff. Here, you know what? I'll take my coat off while we're here, because now that we're inside, are you warmer? I mean, it's not a big deal. It's not like, just, you know, but just as kind of part of the whole exercising of rights, and since we're like here to learn about civic stuff and follow the Constitution of this great country of America.
Okay.
You know, it's just kind of a...
Now, I want to give a heads up, there may be multiple jump cuts here due to the fact that I'm trying to keep out irrelevant materials to this video and him just talking to his children. You know, I don't feel like that's relevant to the video, but also, why would you even want to bring your kids to a fraudit?
But is there like a law or something? Because I thought, you know, I mean, you know the Fourth Amendment and everything, right?
And here's the thing. That is the requirement for entrance of a building like this. It's the way it is. It's what the signs say.
What? Let's see. I know. Let's see. Okay, so you have. Is this like a memo or something? Which one? Can you point it out? Admission to property.
Valid state.
Well, I see that as a sign, but I mean, don't you have to like cite a regulation or something, right?
You want to talk to Federal Protective Services?
Yeah, no, that's what I thought he was. I was just looking for a you know, a citation or a reference or a court case or anything like that, but being like, well, it's just a policy.
Request FBOs to our location.
Yeah, sure. No, I'm just curious. It's just like she's off school on Wednesdays, so it's like learning opportunity. And
You want to talk to somebody higher up than us?
yeah, no, that's great. It's all good information. Yeah, for sure. No.
Shenanigans.
No.
Shenanigans.
Na 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 na.
And we're going to call shenanigans. You see, there is no law required to have a policy in a building requiring ID. You see, the frauditors like to believe that everything has to be a law. There has to be some form of case tied to it, which is not true. It's no different than a no shirt, no service policy at a store. If you wish to enter the building, you need to provide a photo ID or a state-issued driver's license. It's not that hard. You choose to make it harder and choose to make a fuss out of it because, well, frankly, you have nothing better to do with your life.
Oops. Oops, here, go ahead. We're in a learning opportunity. I'm sorry. Oh, just let people go about their day. It's okay. Not everybody wants to do stuff. I mean, because this is basically the building here anywhere, so like, can this go through security?
That's a good question. I mean, I know it's a baby carrier, so
Yeah.
but I mean, still it has to get screened.
Yeah. Well, no, absolutely. I mean, like, I don't know how that. It obviously isn't going to fit on that. And then they don't have to show ID because they don't even have ID. So okay. I'm just curious how it all works and stuff. Is that her? She looks official. No.
Now, to cut out some dead air and some more useless time of him just standing there quietly, I'm going to jump ahead until he has another interaction about the sign asking for ID.
Do you know where it is on the rules and regulations over here? I'm just trying to find. I just don't see it specified anywhere other than the sign there. I get where you're coming from. I'm just trying to like, because it was my understanding that this stuff has to have like a citation, or if there's like an establishing case law, or something like that. But then I've heard that and I'm certainly not a lawyer, so this is learning opportunity for me too. See, I know, right? See, they keep coming by because this is like a main hub. And so the trains come by here on a pretty frequent basis. Don't you? We'll go see about riding it. We totally will.
Did you take a picture of it?
When I get out there, it's kind of we'll get a better picture. We'll get one like close and next to it. Well, it's recording. I can't.
Can I see?
What do you mean, can you see? There's nothing to see. See?
Well, you can say that again. There's nothing really to see. I mean, your arguments alone about there needing to be some kind of citation or law or case, no. There's no case that needs to be required to have them ask you for your ID to come into a federal building. It's just simply a policy. And not only that, why make a big deal out of it? They're not violating your Fourth Amendment rights. And if they were, you could just settle this in court. Frauditors always seem to have the idea that yelling about it in the streets instead of taking it to court is going to solve the issue, when it won't.
Oh, no.
It's just blinking, just saying, I'm recording. I'm recording. I can't turn it off. One shot. No cuts.
Oh my God, who the hell cares?
The reason I do all this other film, but I put all like this effort and energy and stuff like that into it, and people just don't care. They love this like one shot, like public building tour, and it's a good thing to do with kids. So, wow, these guys look official. How you guys doing? Good. I was just curious if I see the sign, I'm not like arguing or anything. I was just curious if there's like an established law or a case law or like any kind of like RCW. It just says this, and and so.
It has like the GSH building.
I was reading through that. I didn't see anything about ID on there, so it's not like I've read the whole thing in the couple minutes.
In this case, it is one of the things where because it's the courthouse and the U.S. Marshals that run this, they are able to. They can make that a requirement as part of the building rules and regulations.
So it's a building specific thing? It's not like a Supreme Court handed it down to like all federal courthouse buildings. It's like this
there
courthouse.
Are facilities where that you aren't required to show ID. That is.
But like the federal courthouse in like Oklahoma may or may not be a different.
May or may not.
It's okay. Oh really? Okay.
Yeah. This courthouse. Yeah. And I mean, it's, you know, he'll tell you it's not something that, it's not our rule. We've tried to get it changed for.
Oh, really?
Exactly
Oh,
like
okay.
this, except
Yeah.
they prefer to have that be the established policy here.
Yeah, no, I can understand. So, whoops, I don't want to get in the way. So that's like you don't have any like record to look up, or you know, because I'll go out here and like do some research and try and like find anything. So if there's any like breadcrumb to trace down.
Well, as you have been told, it's just a simple policy of the building that requires you to ID to come in, since it's a federal courthouse. It's no different than a no shirt, no shoes, no service policy at a store. They can tell you when or when not to come in. However, if you choose to continue to waste resources that could be used to handle something more serious, then a simple showing of your ID to go into the federal courthouse to look at the art that is displayed there and to teach your children about the art, that's on you.
You can talk to the building manager.
Okay.
GSA.
Oh, okay.
They're the ones that make the rules here, so.
Oh, okay. So it's like a building management. Interesting. Okay. Cool. Well, thank you guys for the information. We'll think about it and consider, and whether or not we want to show ID. This is like, she doesn't have school on Wednesdays, so it's like civic, you know, duty day, and so there's like, and we do all this filming stuff, and people like, I do a bunch of other film stuff that is like way more editing and way more time, and nobody really cares, and they love like the public, huh?
The kids don't have to show ID.
Yeah, well, I was like, they don't have ID, so yeah, I was like, if they can't go in, it's kind of a moot point for me anyway. But I was just looking because
They can go in without ID.
No, that's what I mean. Yeah, but if they like, yeah, no, exactly.
It's a cool building, historic courthouse and stuff. So.
That's why we were coming down. Yeah, it's the closest federal one, and people are, you know, we do this like for like research and, you know, and push stuff online and everything, and then people comment, and so it's like a super cool like learning thing too, because you get all these different ideas. Some are totally stupid, some are totally wrong. There's like a whole bunch of people out there that do like really negative stuff and are total jerks. And so this is at least one more guy with a camera that's not a jerk. So for at least the next, like, I don't know, until who knows how long, but you can be like, the last guy I saw with the camera was not a jerk. So it's at least, you know, a little bit of positivity.
Yeah,
so
the camera's not a deal.
Yeah,
that's what I figured. Well, you know, with kids and stuff, and it's like, I'm not exactly going to go like work an office job with these two. And
all you want is the beautiful building.
yeah, that's why we come to them. We went to the state capitol. Olympia's like amazing. It's like you're basically going to like the modern day castle, because we don't really have like castles in this country, because we weren't around like
What the fuck are you talking about, man?
500 years ago.
newer than that.
Because it's newer than that. Yeah, exactly.
Cannons showed up, then castles stopped.
Yeah, quite such a thing. But this is like kind of our equivalent, because it's like, you know, the most amazing buildings that we really have. So yeah, and then we go around, you can film, and it's kind of this great thing. And this is the first one that we've hit, but we haven't gone to a federal one before. And so, but there's a lot of people that think you can't even film. So we're gonna prove them wrong.
I mean, there are places where you can't.
Yeah.
Well, of course, like in the courts, and you know, but people have a very like uninformed, you know, idea of like, they're like, you can't film in any federal building. Like,
Yeah, and that's
no, that's like the federal. You guys are like the ones that have the Constitution in the first place, and yeah, exactly. So, well, thank you guys so much. I appreciate it. Absolutely, for sure. You too. Appreciate it. I guess I might have to show ID, I suppose. Here, you go ahead. It's going to take me a second to get back there anyway.
And we're going to end the video here. He calls this a fail because he had to show his ID to get into the federal courthouse. He pretty much just wastes the time and the tax dollars of everybody here. He could have simply just said, hey, I'll show my ID and go in. Instead, he had them call out DHS to come deal with this stupid question, which is clearly just a policy. For what? To try to teach his kids how to fraud it. So if you guys like this video, please like, share, and subscribe. Leave a thumbs up and a comment because it helps me with the algorithm. And if you can, please consider becoming a member. With all that being said, be well, be safe, and I'll see you guys. And a special thank you to all members of the news team. Without your guys' continuous, ongoing support, I couldn't keep the channel going, so I want to personally thank all of you from the bottom of my heart.